Welcome to today's explainer. Look, if you've ever owned a pet, you have almost certainly been exhausted by the daily challenge of trying to figure out exactly what they're trying to tell you. We have all been there, right? A sudden sharp bark at the front door, a cat just meowing nonstop in the hallway, or, maybe that classic, intense dog stare directed silently at an empty food bowl. For years, pet owners have really just been guessing what those sounds and expressions mean. But what if I told you that entire guessing game might soon be coming to a complete end?
Because honestly, this is the ultimate question. What is your pet actually saying when they make those noises? As a pet parent, it can be incredibly frustrating to just stand there looking at your furry friend, absolutely knowing they want to communicate something specific, but feeling like you totally lack the translation manual. You try offering food, maybe going for a walk or tossing a toy, just hoping you hit the jackpot.
Okay, let's dive into this. Historically, our relationship with our pets has relied completely on this human guesswork. It's a very one-sided game of trial and error. But on the other side of that equation is your pet's actual, genuine intent. So in today's explainer, we are going to look at how a Chinese startup claims that artificial intelligence might actually be the tool that finally bridges this historic communication gap.
Section 1. How Pethat translates barks. So, a Chinese startup named Mangshawi has developed a device called Pethat. This is an AI-powered smart collar that claims to translate pet sounds directly into human language. And remarkably, they're boasting an accuracy rate of up to 95%. Now, what's really fascinating here is the heavy-hitting tech running behind the scenes. We're not just talking about a simple microphone. Pethat is powered by Alibaba's Cloud AI model, which processes your pet's information in real time. But to feed an AI that powerful, the device needs data, and it gathers that through some very specific hardware components built right into the collar. It uses built-in microphones to capture the exact vocal sounds, the pitch, the tone, the length of a bark or a meow. But it absolutely doesn't stop at audio. It also features motion sensors and accelerometers. This means that it's actively analyzing the pet's body movements and behavioral patterns at the exact same time they are making a sound. And this brilliantly illustrates how the AI actually processes all of that data together. Think of the AI like a meteorologist. A meteorologist doesn't just look at the temperature to predict the weather, right? They look at humidity, wind speed, atmospheric pressure, the whole shebang. Similarly, this AI doesn't just listen to a single bark and spit out a word-for-word translation. It reads the overall weather of your pet's mood by combining the sound, the physical movement, and the behavioral context. It is complex pattern recognition, moving completely away from simple sound detection to true context-based interpretation. The company actually says their system has been trained on millions of pet vocal samples to identify these different emotions and responses. Essentially, the device attempts to interpret what a pet might be feeling, and it categorizes those feelings into primary emotional states. Notice the 4 primary states here. The AI aims to tell you if your pet is simply excited, if they're hungry, if they're feeling anxious, or if they are just actively seeking your attention. Section 2. Simple setup for pet owners. Now, sophisticated AI is fantastic, but if it's too hard to use, it's not going anywhere. The setup tutorial for Pethat emphasizes just how straightforward this is, with a quick, simple 3-step process. Step 1, you just fasten the collar around your pet's neck. And don't worry about it being bulky. The collar weighs just 27 grams, making it incredibly lightweight. Step 2, the collar connects wirelessly to a handheld device. And step 3, you simply look at the screen on that handheld device and read the AI-generated translations as they happen. It's truly a plug-and-play experience designed for the everyday consumer.
Section 3. Business and market potential.
So does a product like this actually have mass market appeal? Well, the answer lies largely in the pricing. The Pethat product is priced at around 799 yuan, which translates roughly to just over 117 US dollars. That is a highly consumer-friendly price point. By keeping the cost this low, Mangshawi has ensured that this cutting-edge Alibaba AI technology isn't just for luxury consumers, it's financially accessible to the massive market of everyday pet owners. And the market has responded exactly as you might expect to that price point. There is massive online interest, with thousands of pre-orders already placed ahead of its official release. This really highlights the immediate business viability here, and it completely proves there is a highly motivated consumer base actively waiting to spend money to understand their pets better. But this immediate business viability actually builds on a proven market demand that has existed for decades. While Pethat sounds incredibly futuristic, it is not the first attempt at this. Way back in 2002, Japan introduced a device called Bolingo, which classified dog barks into basic emotional categories. Later on, we saw mobile apps like Meow Talk attempt to interpret cat vocalizations. Today, Pethat AI represents the evolution of this technology, using modern AI and behavioral data to go a massive step further than its predecessors. The demand has literally always been there. The technology is just finally catching up.
Section 4. The reality of animal language.
All right, as with any major technological leap, we do need to ground our explainer with a quick scientific reality check regarding the company's bold claims. The crucial point is this contrast right here. On one side, we have the company's claim of 95% accuracy, but on the other side, questions will absolutely remain about how accurate such translations can really be because of pure biological reality. Animals do not communicate in human language, period. Much of their behavior heavily depends on context, on movement, and critically on the training they've received from you over a long period of time. AI can interpret the data brilliantly for sure, but it's vital to remember we are translating behavioral states here, not literal vocabulary. Which brings us to our final thought today. If a smart collar uses AI to interpret an animal's behavior based on context and past routines, are we actually finally speaking their language? Or are they just using technology to more effectively train us to give them exactly what they want? It's a fascinating shift in how we interact with our furry friends. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll leave you to ponder who is really communicating with who.